Deputy Harkin.
Thank you, Corla. Minister, I want to ask if you will use Budget 2021 as an opportunity to extend the home care tax credit to what I call single or lone family carers who cannot avail of it at present. And also, if you would consider allowing carers to claim tax relief if they employ a care worker, while at the same time they can avail of the incapacitated child tax credit or the dependent relative tax credit. And there's a third part, but the Minister knows what it is. Thank you.
And I propose to take questions 33, 271, 272 and 273 together. Consistent with the programme for government, it is not the intention to increase the value of income tax credits or bans in Budget 2021. However, I do note that the Deputy has raised 3 separate and related issues regarding important measures in the tax code which do support the caring for citizens who are in very vulnerable circumstances. In relation to the suggestion to extend eligibility for the home care tax credit to include single workers, I would note that this credit was specifically introduced in Finance Act 2000 in the context of a planned move to full individualisation of the Irish income tax system to ensure a balance was maintained for married one-income families where one spouse works primarily in the home, caring for children, the aged or incapacitated persons. The home carer tax credit is therefore only available to jointly assessed couples in a marriage or civil partnership, and it's not available to single persons, as the issues that the credit sought to address don't arise in their circumstances. Instead, the single person child carer credit of €1,650 and an interest rate band of €4,000 is available to single parents with caring responsibilities for a dependent child who's under 18 or, if over 18, is an incapacitated child who satisfies the incapacitated child tax credit criteria. As regards the question of claiming tax relief on the cost of employing a care worker, while also claiming the dependent relief or incapacitated child tax credit, the position is that there is no restriction on this, and the tax relief is available at the individual's marginal rate of tax.
Thank you, Minister.
And I have other material that I'll use in responding to the next questions from the Deputy.
Harkin.
Thank you, Minister. There's a huge anomaly here. If I'm a single carer, if I'm a widower, if I'm divorced or separated, and I'm caring for my sister or my mother, I cannot avail, and I'm doing it full-time. Maybe I might work maybe 8 hours part-time for my sanity or just to keep heat in the house. I am not able to avail of the home care tax credit. I mean, that is fundamentally unjust. I understand why it was put in place in the first place, Minister, because it said that one person would work outside the home and the other predominantly in the home. But that second person could have part-time work. So you're saying that if you have people who are jointly assessed, one can work outside the home, the other can have part-time work and still claim that credit, whereas if you're a lone carer, for whatever reason, you cannot claim that credit and work outside the home. So while I know you have said you're not going to increase tax bans or credits, that's a serious anomaly in its own right.
Minister.
Deputy Harkin, and look, I will definitely consider the different issues that you've raised there, and I do appreciate in any tax credit like this that is targeted, that is looking to support those who are doing really important work within our society and for their families and so on. I do appreciate that at times anomalies can be generated by it, and I will look at the issue that you've raised there. But just to make the point to Deputy Harkin, for example, if we were to raise the dependent relative tax credit to €3,300, it's estimated that the additional cost for that would be €194 million. That's not to seek to diminish for a moment the value of the work that is being done, but it's just to acknowledge the financial cost that would be involved in doing that. But look, I will consider the observations that Deputy Harkin has made here around those anomalies, but I do have to be open with the Deputy that the options for me for changing any credits at the moment in the upcoming budget are very limited.
Deputy Harkin.
Thank you for that, Minister. I do appreciate your acknowledgement that there is an issue and you will come back to it at some point. And I would say in the current context, Minister, when more and more people are working from home or blended working, this issue is going to arise more and more. But also, some people, for their mental health, their sanity, need a few hours outside the home, and that person wouldn't be able to get the tax credit. As I said, it's fundamentally unjust. I know that the legislation was not put in place with that perspective in mind, but as you and I both know, sometimes unintended consequences happen, and that's perhaps at best what happened here. You did mention about the dependent relative tax credit and the cost of that, and I accept that, Minister, but you and I both know that family carers save the state huge amounts of money every year, and that needs to be factored into any decision. But thank you for your acknowledgement that you will look at this.
Minister.
Here, look, Deputy Harkin there has pointed to a number of potential anomalies and issues, which he's explained to me in the question that she has put forward. What I've looked to done is just explain why the tax credit is at the level that it is, and noted what would be the financial cost involved in any such change. But as I've already said to the Deputy, my acknowledging here the financial cost here involved in a change like this. In doing that, I'm not looking to diminish for a moment the incalculable value of those who are caring for those in their families or in their community who need care. But as I said to the Deputy, just to genuinely manage expectations around this issue in the approaching budget, that the ability to be making changes in credits or tax rates or any personal tax measure that would be relevant to this House is very limited in the context of this budget for all of the reasons that deputies know.
Thank you, Minister.